Do you know, to be quite honest with you, my gorgeous Aries, you are going to have some kind of opportunity, some kind of offer at the beginning of this week. But I need you to be really, really smart. I need you to be really careful about this opportunity or about this offer. You see, in a way, this offer or this opportunity, it's going to make you feel really excited because you are going to be thinking that this in itself, it's going to be like some kind of opportunity to change your life. So this in itself is going to be quite big, if you know what I mean. But I need you to be really smart. I need you to avoid this opportunity or this offer which you are going to have, okay? And it's a lot to do with you. As soon as you become aware of this opportunity or this offer, for example, as soon as you become aware of it, you will be excited and you will be happy because you are going to be thinking how much your life is actually going to change. But of course, my gorgeous Erini, there is always one big fat but, as usual. Okay, so you need to be very smart and you need to avoid this. Okay, there is no other way of saying it. So this is why the moment in time you become aware of this opportunity or this offer you are going to have, it's still going to be something, not quite right. Okay, and you will know this. You will know this because your intuition is gonna be guiding you like there is no tomorrow. So I'm afraid, my gorgeous Aries, this is something that you really need to pay attention to by avoiding it. So you need to avoid this offer and this opportunity because it would not be good for you whatsoever. And I'm gonna be brutally honest. If you take this opportunity on, or if you take this offer on, okay, which you are going to have at the beginning of this week, very, very soon, something really negative is going to happen. It's going to affect your life in a negative way. And then you're going to have a big answer why intuitively, straight away, you knew something was a little bit wrong. Something may not be right. You knew this intuitively immediately. But sometimes, even when our intuition is guiding us towards the certain direction, towards the certain path, sometimes, when our intuition is guiding us towards the certain path, even if we do kind of feel like, something may not be right, we get really, really excited, and that excitedness takes the better of us, So this is why you need to be very, very smart here indeed, because if you go for this offer, if you go for this opportunity, my gorgeous Erini, it's just not going to be good for you whatsoever. And it's also gonna make things difficult in your life. So you have to be very, very smart. What you need to understand that only like about a day after that moment in time, only one day after, still at the beginning of this week, you're really going to have such a beautiful and rather pleasant experience. And this beautiful and pleasant experience which you are going to have, it's going to happen completely unexpectedly. But something really interesting is going to take place where you are going to end up with such an interesting idea. And this idea, oh my God, is just something you have been waiting for. This idea is the direct result of you being smart, you being clever, you paying attention to your intuition, and you avoiding that opportunity or that offer at the beginning of this week. So you see, the direct result of karma, it's only going to happen one day later. It sounds crazy, I know, but you are going to have this beautiful experience, like a really positive experience, and something very interesting is going to happen, and you are going to end up with this interesting idea. And this idea is going to be so much better than the actual opportunity or that offer that you could have gone for. Okay, so this idea which you are going to have, it's actually going to allow you to progress. It's going to allow you to expand your horizons. It's going to allow you to like really go on the next level of your spiritual journey, to go on the next level of your life. And if that particular offer or opportunity which you've had, which you're going to have at the beginning of this week, you see, if you went for it, and even if something negative didn't happen after that moment in time, it's still, you would realize that actually you would be taking a couple of steps backwards with this offer or this opportunity which you're going to have. You would realize very soon, even if something bad didn't happen, you would realize really soon that it's something which would really slow you down when it comes to you, expanding your life, when it comes to you, like, expanding your horizons and things like that. So this is why this is going to be so important. This idea which you are going to have, it's going to pretty much so going to make you aware of the fact that you are going to need to make a really important decision. And this the idea and the decision that you're going to make, this is to do with your life. This is to do with you making an important step where everything is going to start becoming more meaningful, for you and things like that. So this in itself is going to start the process of a really powerful transformation. You're also, my gorgeous Erini, going to have a very, very unusual dream. Oh my God. At around the beginning of this week, you're going to have a very unusual dream. And you know what? Oh my God, this is going to be like some kind of a prophecy you are going to have in this dream. I'm sorry, but again, there is no better way of putting this or describing this. But there are some kind of fears which you had, like, oh my God, the fears, not when it comes to your life specifically, but when it comes to things in general. There is some kind of fear you've had. Maybe there were certain things that you were paying attention to lately when it comes to the world in general. There is something that really scared you, and there is something that made you feel negative, and there is something that you were really worrying about. You don't even like to think about it, my gorgeous Erini, because I think you know what you are thinking about, or what you kind of gathered out of all that. It's actually 100% right. So this is why you did not like to think about these things. Listen to me very carefully. It's the things that you picked up on, maybe what's going on in the world and things like that. Something really, really made you worried lately. Oh my goodness, and the dream which you're gonna have, it's actually going to confirm something to you. Something that you were worrying about is gonna be confirmed in such a way where your dream is gonna be ridiculously vivid. Okay, it's going to be ridiculously vivid, and something is going to be confirmed to you through that dream, my gorgeous Erini, like something that you were worrying about when it comes to the world in general. And that in itself, it's immediately going to make you aware of, like, kind of, you will immediately know what do you need to do in order to kind of protect yourself, because there are certain steps which you are going to clearly understand and realize that you are going to need to take. But this subject is so sensitive that you do not even want to talk about things like that to, like, maybe your best friends even, because maybe you're gonna think that they're gonna think that you are crazy or something like that, but you're not crazy whatsoever. Something really specific is gonna be revealed to you in that dream. And when I say that you're gonna have a dream, you could like kind of meditate, you could be kind of chilling out, and then you can also have like some kind of a vision as well, or you're gonna feel something really strongly, something which you were worrying about, like, but it's a lot to do with things that you've picked up from hearing things about the world in general. I really hope this makes sense, but I really also hope that you will understand that there are also gonna be the certain steps that you are gonna need to start kind of making. You're gonna feel like some kind of a sense of an urgency. This is not a bad reading, it's not a negative reading whatsoever, but it's only going to reveal how smart you are, how clever you are, and most of all, how intuitive you are. So it's not about reading whatsoever, because I mean, I don't know what to say. It's like about things that you've already known. It's just about this confirmation which you are going to have. So do not forget to like really kind of do something about those steps which are going to be revealed to you kind of through your own realization here. Just remember that you are going to have this great sense of urgency. It's about you preparing yourself for something by protecting yourself, you see. So this is important. And also, my gorgeous Erini, by the time you get to the mid part of this week, I really like this. Oh my God, you're going to start feeling so confident. You know why you're going to start to feel so confident? Because you are going to have a really great news, a really great realization. This is to do with an achievement. And this particular achievement which you are going to have, it's really a lot to do with like things that you have been kind of working on. It's to do with your hard work, but it's also to do with this achievement. It's not going to be like a mind-blowing achievement, but then again, you're going to be very, very happy, because at the same time you are going to be able to like pretty much you're going to be able to you're going to be very happy, because this is going to be very personal to you more than anything else. But also you are going to be able to do something you wanted to do in such a long time, especially after you become aware of this achievement. For example, it's a lot to do with a certain journey that you are going to need to make. As soon as you become aware of this achievement, you're almost immediately you're going to be thinking about making some kind of a journey again. Okay, so this journey is going to be more important than you can possibly imagine, because once you go on that particular journey, and this is not going to be too far, this journey it's maybe going to be an hour away from wherever you are. Once you get to this particular destination, my gorgeous Erinich, there is something very like kind of important you're going to realize, especially when it comes to what do you want to do with your life. You're gonna pick up, you're gonna come across somebody's lifestyle, and somebody's lifestyle, it's really going to inspire you. And it's not only about that, but somebody's lifestyle, it's also going to bring the best out in you. There is a strength and there is this power which you are going to actually gain and get through that, my gorgeous Erini. So for the first time, you are gonna be thinking about some kind of like a change, like a big, massive, enormous lifestyle change. And you're gonna be thinking about it so much to the point where you're gonna realize within the next few weeks that if you do not make this like a move, for example, you're not going to be happy. And this is not a bad thing whatsoever. It's just about you making the most out of your life. You're going to realize also the bigger picture when it comes to so many different things in your life. You will realize where you are right now, whatever you think, it is not your final destination whatsoever. Okay? And even if it is a final destination, for example, wherever you are, even if you strongly feel like this is my final destination, absolutely fine, no problem. Then that means that something is going to happen here, and you are going to be impressed, you are going to be inspired, and that in itself, it's really going to be consisting of you kind of looking so forward to make massive, huge, big lifestyle changes which are going to reflect on your immediate environment. Maybe you're going to decide to refurbish your home, maybe you're going to decide to kind of completely change your garden. Whatever it's going to happen, it is going to really at the same time going to start this process of reconnection as well, and as soon as you start kind of working on these things and thinking about these things, my gorgeous Erini, more and more you're going to realize that there is the specific type of life that you're really kind of drifting towards, something that, you will be reminded of, like your time of life, when things used to be so much more simple, so much more happier. You will be reminded of simple joys in life, and all this is going to be contributing towards you, like starting to feel also very much so really nostalgic. And when you start start feeling nostalgic at around the midweek, there is a one particular person who is going to be on your mind persistently. My goodness, please do try to reconnect with that particular person, because I think it's to do with somebody who is still alive, somebody who is still part of this world, but it's to do with somebody whom you have lost the contact with, or maybe you are not like kind of in touch as much as you used to be. Okay, so this is going to be a sign that you really should reconnect with that person, my gorgeous Erini. But it's also a very part of a very sacred sign that that particular person is holding a very important key, very important key. That person is going to tell you something. That person is going to play a huge role in your life, because it's holding this key, this spiritual key, which means that there is something very specific you are going to find out through that person. And that in itself is kind of pretty much so. It's a lot to do with your vision. It's a lot to do with your life in general, but it's also a lot to do with things that you have been so indecisive about. This person is going to play a huge role when it comes to you, like kind of not being indecisive anymore and making the right decision and making the right choice. This in itself, it's again ever so personal. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Erini, oh my goodness, all I can say is that your third psychic eye, it's about to open. Most certainly, your third psychic eye, it's about to open. Pay attention to the signs which you are going to have. There are going to be so many signs at around the end of this week, especially when you see numbers 333, when you see numbers 777, and when you see numbers 999. Any combination of these numbers that you come across at that moment in time, you need to understand that your intuition is going to be the strongest. Your intuition is going to be the strongest, and everything is gonna be leading towards you needing to understand that there are certain boundaries that you are gonna need to pay attention to. There are certain boundaries that you're going to need to place. This is so important, my gorgeous Erini, indeed. And where these boundaries, what exactly do you need to do with this? This in itself, it's going to pretty much so help you out when it comes to this ongoing challenge, because this is all this part of your third psychic eye, which is going to be open here. It is not only about these numbers, it is not only about this intuition, but it's also a lot about you thinking about this heavy and a very difficult problem you have been affected for so long. Oh my God, it's like a really big challenge and a really big problem that has been affecting you for the last 10 months indeed. So this is why my saying that is so important for you to set the boundaries when it comes to that particular challenge, okay? And when you see those numbers, this is going to be an indication that, now your intuition is going to be the strongest. The moment in time you become aware of those numbers, you need to understand that your intuition is going to be at its peak, like literally the strongest. And that means that at the same time, you're also going to be reminded of this like kind of challenge, of this problem, but your intuition is going to be guiding you in such a way. It's going to be very powerful at that time when you see these numbers repeating, because you will know exactly what you need to do in terms of setting the boundaries when it comes to making things more easier for you when it comes to that challenge. And by you setting the boundaries, you will be able to drift away from it, and you will be able to make your life so much easier as well. Because this is something that kind of worries me. Something happened to you like about 10 months ago, and it was to do a lot with the negative change in circumstances, but now there is still one challenge that you've been dealing with, and it was dragging for the last 10 months, okay? And this is why you need to make the most of it. This is like a blessing. Do you understand? So when you become aware of those numbers in terms of synchronicity, you will be guided. You need to understand that your intuition, you just need to be like, oh my God, yes, I've just seen these numbers. Okay, my intuition is going to be really powerful, really strong. And then suddenly you're just going to open yourself up, to these possibilities that have always been within you, but only now you will be able to recognize them, because now the time is right. Now, oh my goodness. So this is what you need to pay attention to. And also, my gorgeous Erini, when it comes to the last part of this week, you are gonna feel really energetic. You are going to feel really re-energized, and you're going to be thinking a lot about taking care of yourself. Like, for example, you're going to be thinking about your mind, spirit, and body. It's going to be really powerful connection, and which means that your body is going to try to tell you also what to pay attention to. Your body is like really gonna be communicating to you so much, especially at around the end of the week. So it's gonna happen in such a way, like when you're not drinking enough water, you're gonna feel like super thirsty at around the end of this week. For example, if you're feeling really, really tired, then that means that you need to kind of like exercise a little bit more to break through. And if you're able to exercise, and it also means that you need to change your lifestyle a little bit, and you need to change your food, you need to change your diet a little bit. I mean, there can be so many different reasons why, do you know what I mean? But it's important to pay attention to what your body is trying to tell you. Like, if your stomach is hurting, then it's like kind of a bit more kind of going on, not like more going on, like, oh my god, something horrible. Then I mean, like, there is like kind of you need to kind of pay attention to your diet, you need to pay attention to what you eat. There's something not quite right with your food, or maybe you're eating something which you shouldn't be eating, you see. So these are the things that you should be paying attention to. And I love how much energy you're actually going to have. Lots of you are going to start exercising if you haven't been exercising before, if you're able to exercise, of course, and lots of you are going to like kind of change their routine. Your routine, for example, when it comes to exercise, you will exercise even more. I really like it, because however this happens, it is going to be so beneficial for you in so many different ways, especially when your body is like kind of guiding you what you should do. So most certainly you should be paying attention to your body indeed. And you know what I really like, my gorgeous Serini, also one more thing, at around the end of this week, I really, really like it how that somebody who is very close to you, somebody who's so important to you, this person means a lot to you, and that particular person is going to have a absolutely mind-blowing news. So somebody who is very close to you, somebody who means to you so much, one of the main people in your life, is going to have a life-changing news. Life-changing news. Oh my God. And you're going to be so happy. Do you know why? Not only because this person is in your life, you love this person, you're emotionally connected to this person, but you will also know this is going to mean to you as much. It's going to mean to that person. Bless your heart. On one hand, you're going to be so excited because that person's life is going to change, but then on another hand, you're also going to be fully aware of the fact that your life is also going to start changing. And when it comes to that particular person, it's like really, it's fun. Something, that person is also going to tell you something, and you're going to start look at life in a completely different light. That person is going to tell you something, and it's going to make you feel really good about certain things that you've been worrying about, and somehow there is something really important you're going to discover about an ongoing problems in your life. And now things are going to change to the point where those ongoing problems in your life that you were scared to think about and you were worrying about so much, things are going to change so much that you are not going to be able to wait to kind of start dealing with them after you find out what you're actually going to find out. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, my gorgeous Erini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace, and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. I love you. Bye.